Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Reese, otherwise known as E-Ray Blitz, and I got a good friend here with me, and his name is Jay the Homie. We got an interesting history, and we're going to be talking a little bit about that today.
Yep.
Being Pokemon fans and stuff like that, and having families, so this is going to be a real unique take on the franchise and things like that. Activities we do, you know what I'm saying, to keep the game interesting and to increase replayability for certain titles. You know, they can get redundant sometimes, but we found a way, you know, to keep getting a lot of play out of our games and to continue to bond with friends and things like that, along with enjoying the game. So we got some interesting talks coming on the way. And one, I just want to go ahead and let Jay introduce himself, if you don't mind.
Yeah. What's going on, y'all? It's Jay the Homie, Jay Jordan, and it's Jaytha Homie, because Jay the with the E was taken, so that kind of sucks. But Jay Jordan, I'm here, and what's going on? Thank you for having me, Reese.
Yes, sir, man. We're gonna go ahead and get right to it. We're not gonna waste any time. I just want to go ahead and let's start with us. You know, we met probably about 2008, was it?
Yeah. Yes.
College, right?
Yep. Man, don't even 2008. Geez. Yes. We met in school, and I don't even really remember specifics. I know it was in school.
The only time I remember our first time meeting you, it was in the calf in line for lunch. Like the first day,
yeah.
Like I met you in line for there. I don't even know how we connected, beyond that, but I just know that's why I remember meeting you.
Well, what's crazy, like I don't remember specifics. I know it was in college, right? Naturally, it's in school, and I guess in school, you know, not to make it like racial or anything like that, but there is like a certain, you know, black circles run together, right?
Yeah.
So you do kind of know and again, it sounds weird to say that, but you do know the people of color that are in the school. Like it's just, you kind of connect at some point through that. So I think that might be it. But it's funny. I was looking back at like, and I think we'll get into this in a sec or in a little bit, but when I first sent the message to start this group that we are now today, right? I sent it way back, and I sent it to a few people. It was you. It was a kid from one of my marketing classes, and it was a kid I knew from high school. And I think it was just the three of you guys. And I was just like, you guys might think I'm weird, but I'm not even sure, but I think you guys are Pokemon fans. So, and that's kind of how I initiated, you know, at least the conversation that led to this point, to this little group that we have now. But again, I was thinking back, I was like, bro, I don't remember specifics, which is crazy. It really is nuts.
Yeah, crazy. And I actually went and found the message. It was like around 2015.
Yeah, that sounds
and
right.
I remember us starting like season 1, I think the winter of that year. So we talked about it. We got the group started, and we invited random people. And you know, we ran the idea, and you know, a couple people said they couldn't make it, or they couldn't do it, and a couple of them did. You know, and in the message, I was like, "I'll get my little brother," which you guys will come to know as Mike or Mhendo.
Yeah.
So we ended up kicking it off. I think it was like 7 of us, maybe six OGs in the season 1.
Yeah,
we actually did that singles, so we didn't play doubles. Like right now, if you're familiar with the PLC, we play strictly 6 versus 6 doubles. But the very first season, we played singles, and it was mega evolutions and stuff involved, so it was pretty wild. The teams were busted, but teams were absolutely loaded. But it was
looking
fun.
back, they really were though. But what's crazy, so I remember like when I sent, again, I had reached out to you guys, and I was like, again, I don't even remember. I think it was around. So okay. So let me slow down. So X and Y came out, right? X and Y had come out. That kind of got me back into Pokemon because I took a break from Pokemon for Gens 4 and 5. The last ones I really played was Emerald. I had that for like the Game Boy Micro. Played that a lot. But Gens 4, Gen 5, never played them. X and Y get announced, and I get back into the series. I'm like, oh snap! These games are coming out in 3D. This is freaking fire. So I get back into the games of playing that, and then again, just social media posts, conversations in person, I kind of gathered that you and these 2 other guys were Pokemon fans. So I was like, yo, well, I sent the message. I was like, yo, I'm gonna go out on a limb and just be like, yo, do you guys want to get in this group and play it like a sports league, blah, 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 have regular season playoffs? And it worked out. Where was I going with this whole thing? Okay. So the group forms, right? So we do end up getting together. And I think I remember there was like a few months where it was me, you, Trenton, Mike, and nothing really happened. We just kind of lingered as a group for a little bit.
Kind of drifted. Yeah.
And then I think, do you know Ian?
Well,
no,
Ian
Corey. You knew Corey, right?
Corey worked at GameStop, and Ian worked at GameStop. And Corey, I added Corey to the group because I know he's a Pokemon fan. He's not really like into it, but he plays.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And he was like, I got this friend, and I'm gonna invite him. I said, sure, man. Anyone you know who play, please invite him.
Yeah.
And he invited Ian, and Ian was into it. Like he was like, let's do this, let's do it. I was like, shit, yeah, let's do it.
And that's when it kind of kicked off, right? Because it's like once we got, because me and you, we've been around since the jump. Me, you, Mike, really, we've been around since the jump, and we were players in the first season. We just kind of like, we were mulling about, just kind of going along. And I think I don't remember specifics. It's been forever. But I think when Ian got into it, he was like really into the competitive scene. Mm-hmm. And then he also had the ability to record too, which was mind blowing to us.
Yeah.
Because at the time, like to get a 3DS that records, like, bro, you had to ship it off to Utah or something. Yeah. So he had that. He was into the competitive scene. He had the ability to record. So he's like, yo, we can just do the verse replays. And I don't remember the whole exactly how the conversations, took place. But when Ian got in there, that's kind of when everything kicked off. And Will was our 5th, wasn't he?
Yeah. Will, it was Will.
Was it just 5 of us?
No, it was me. It was me, you, Mike. It was Ian. It was Steven Soper.
No, I don't think Steven was in it.
No, Steven was
maybe in the group. I think it was just Will. Hold on, I can pull up the drive and everything. But I think it was just the 5 of us. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna double check because I think it was just the 5 of us. Yeah, it was.
Oh wow.
No, Steven's on the sheet, but he doesn't have a team.
Because he would do the stream with Ian.
Yeah, okay.
He was just kind of there, and he didn't really come until like season 2.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's right.
But he was just kind of there. He would talk and and comment like when they do like the shows and stuff like that.
No, that is dope. Yeah,
he didn't play.
That is dope. Well, look, you know what's funny too? I want to throw this out there. So you mentioned that Ian worked at GameStop, right? So Ian and Steven, they both worked at GameStop for a period in time. I don't remember, years when they did or when they didn't. But my wife, she worked at a Radio Shack in South Charlotte that was right next to a GameStop, right?
Yeah.
And I can't remember how the conversations took place, but she's like, I think I might have met them. And we were like, what? And there was like a Modern Warfare 2 midnight release. And sure enough, we have a picture of Ian and Steven from like 2012, 13.
That's crazy.
And it's like, it's a small world, isn't it?
That is crazy. Hey, that's good to know, man. That's good stuff.
It is nuts. Yeah, it's freaking crazy. It's like, oh man, you did meet them all those years. I mean, like what, 3 years before the group started. But it was just super. It was kind of mind blowing. Like, wow, that's nuts. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Of all the people in the world to meet.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and get with it, man. We're going to start off with your favorite gen. If you had to pick a favorite gen out of all 9, what would you be and why would it be your favorite gen?
So I think it's Gen 2, which is funny to me because I haven't replayed Gen 2 ever, I don't think. I think the only time I've ever played through Generation 2 was when it was like out fresh, 97, 98 maybe. I do have a copy of Soul Silver, I think is what I got. It's upstairs. I tried to replay it, and I think I got to like the second town. It's just like I put it back down. Like I just haven't replayed Gen 2. But I love the idea of being able to play through the generation and go back to Kanto. I absolutely like that. That to me makes it the best. I love it. And I do remember beating the game like all those years. Like, I had what was it? Totodile was my starter, I remember, for Alligator. And I just have like, it's a very hazy memory because again, it was like in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s when I was playing through it. But that's the only time I've ever played through a gen. But I just love the idea of going back to Kanto. And then I always have a soft spot for Kanto too. Kanto is just no, it gives you that very small introduction, and then you're off. You know
I mean, that's
and
our birthplace, man. That's my origin. So it's always going to be, regardless of how many, you know, modern Pokemon fans kind of trash it, but you know, that's the origin. So you
exactly
pay respect to the OGs, you know.
Absolutely. Let me get a Kanto remake.
Oh, I'll take as many Kanto remakes as they want to do.
Yeah, let me get a Kanto remake with the Gen 9 open world, bro. Let me get that. I'll pay however much you want for it.
Bro, what? Right. But yeah, man. And
what's yours though? What's your favorite gen?
My favorite gen.
Yeah, what's yours?
That's a tough question. That's a loaded question for me. I'm gonna say Gen 2 too. And it's kind of the same reason, like, you know, you just new guy and you work through Johto, and then you work, you know, back through Kanto where you just played. You go to some of the same locations, you see things change.
You got like Koga in the Elite Four now.
Yeah.
Like there's so changes that are so fire. Like,
and then you go fight Red at the top of the mountain. Oh,
exactly.
Goosebumps.
Exactly. There's one, I'm gonna try to find it when we get off, but it's fan art where Red is like at the top of the mountain, and it's just like a little comic panel almost, and it's like Red at the top of the mountain. You look up, you know, he doesn't say anything. It's just 3 dots, and then it's like it's just on site. You know what I mean? Nothing needs to be said. It's like the battle starts. That's fire, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's goosebumps, man. That's good stuff. Now this is going to be a loaded question. I don't think I can answer this question, but if you had a favorite Pokemon, which one would it be,
bro? Everyone's gonna be so mad.
Don't tell me you're gonna say it, bro.
I love Charizard, bro. Like, I just can't. Charizard is so dope. It's just like the classic. It's a classic mon. It's like easily recognizable. Not like non-Pokemon fans know Charizard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So Charizard is just so classic for me. It's a big dragon. What little boy doesn't love big dragon dinosaurs? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I absolutely love Charizard for that reason. And I mean, we have all these different like remakes of it. You know, you have a G-Max, you have a X and Y version in Mega Evolution. You have, you know, it's just so dope. It's so classic. And that, like, it's shiny, is just impeccable. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that black Charizard is.
Yeah, exactly. It's just such a dope. It's such a dope Pokemon. But then I also I have a soft spot for Pikachu too. I know people are gonna hate to hear that, but I love Pikachu. And then naturally, Murkrow. I do love Murkrow. Murkrow's sick.
Hey, Murkrow.
And Murkrow's just like a little cute bird. It's dope.
Yeah, man. Mischievous.
Exactly. But it's probably one of those. But I think Charizard's definitely up there. But yeah. And then I also want to give one more shout out to what's it called? Mawile. I like Mawile for some reason. I don't know why.
Mawile's dope. Mawile's dope. Yeah. And I love the origin. You know that I forgot the name, but it's like a Japanese deity. It's like a
oh snap! I didn't realize that.
Yokai. It's based off that.
Oh snap! That's cool. Dope.
Yeah. But yeah, man. As you can see, I got the Bulbasaur behind me.
Yeah, I see it. I love it.
Always Team Lettuce. Always been. That was my very first Pokemon. So I guess for that reason.
Yeah.
Been it. You know, it's my favorite. So I mean, if I'm comparing, like, I don't think I can really choose. I mean, I can name off top. I really like Hydreigon. I like Dragonite. I like Azumarill. I like Scrafty.
Yeah.
Torkoal. But Venusaur's tops, just for mostly the sentimental reasons.
That's dope.
And it's good competitively, you know. You put it in the sun, you know, you get some
exactly. And look, I also want to mention, like, I have a soft spot for Pikachu too, because that was my starter Pokemon too. Like, I didn't have red or blue. I had yellow.
Oh, you got yellow? Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
So, like, you know, the little, not even quality of life things that yellow had. It was just like differences, right? Like, you could turn around and talk to Pikachu, and at first it didn't like you, and then it started to like you after, you know, like things like that. So I did start with yellow, and I like Pikachu, I think, for that reason too. But yeah.
That's dope. Now, I want to ask you this question. This is what you think. What do you think about the vision we had for the league when we first started? Because we had a vision for it. We wanted to have like a sports league and be a community. Mm-hmm. How do you think that turned out based on what your original vision was versus what we have now?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really cool question, because I think that it's after, you know, we're going into season 8 now, right?
9.
Like,
next. Oh, season 8. Gen 9,
Okay.
sorry.
No, you're good. So, I mean, it's been like years and years and years to iron things out. And I love where we're at now because, like, let me go. I think I have that message still pulled up. The first message I sent to you guys, I don't have it pulled up anymore, but it's right here. Sorry. Hold on. Where is that? Because I want to read it because where we are now is kind of exactly where I wanted to be all those years ago. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't find it. Oh, right here we go. Miscellaneous. There it is. Okay, so the first message, again, I sent this. It looks like it was September 23rd, 2015 at 11:48 p.m. It's cool we have that.
Yeah, you know.
I sent it to you and a kid I knew from high school, Trenton, and this kid again from my marketing class, Jacob. And I sent it to you guys. I said, this is it verbatim. Y'all might think I'm dumb for this, but I think it would be awesome. Would anyone be interested in a Pokemon league using Pokemon Showdown online that operates like a professional sports league? We have all our teams and play like a wait, what the heck? And play like a 25 game. It says have, but it's supposed to say game. Regular season and then have a postseason. Pokemon Showdown is a really easy online battle simulator. If y'all haven't heard of it. So, and then you came back. I thought this was cool. You said, I usually play on 3DS, but Showdown is cool. I thought that was pretty sick. It's like you know what Showdown was all those years ago. But you're like, yo, I usually play on cart. What are you talking about? Like, that's the way to play. That's the best way to do
like
it.
Showdown, I like Showdown. It's very convenient. You know, you can hop on there, throw a team together versus having to breed it and build it, on a cart.
Exactly, yeah.
Cart is just, that's the way to experience battles.
Exactly. Absolutely. No, I agree 100%. So, like, going back and looking at that message, though, I would say that where we're at right now, it's even better than I would have thought back then. You know what I mean? Because I mentioned to you guys, like, let's play Pokemon Showdown. Like, when in reality, you and I both prefer playing on cart, right? And now, like, we're going into our 8th season where all the matches are played on cart. No one even looks at Showdown as an option. Everything's like on cart, recorded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We played that first season. So, like, we gradually make changes that are for the betterment of the league, right?
Yeah.
Like, that first year, we played with 5 players. It was singles. And then we realized that doubles is the way to go. So season 2, we switched to doubles, and we also have more players, which is cool. But then I think the big improvement that we've made since season 2, because we played, seasons 2 through 7 have all been doubles. But I think the biggest improvement is to the playoff structure.
Yeah.
Like, we finally found something that, because again, I think it was probably like season 4 or 5, maybe, I can't remember exactly, but the playoffs, like, we had players eliminated from playoffs with like a month to go in the regular season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like they were just trading all their good stuff because there was no opportunity for them to make it anyways, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we revamped it to where everyone's in contention until basically like the last week or 2. You know what I mean? Yeah, and if you're not in contention, like, I think Simon was like 0-12 or something like that. So it's like, I mean, it's understandable that you'd be out of contention, but if you win like 2 games, you're still in it until the very last. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest thing that we've made since like season 2. But I think we've added rules as we've gone forward. That I think probably every year we've added some rules that make it a better experience for everybody. Again, we've kind of tightened up the playoff like structure, which is awesome. And I mean, we've grown pretty much every year. I think this year we actually kind of stepped it back just a tiny bit, but that's just more for, last season.
Logistics reasons.
Last season was a grind. But yeah, no, it's where we're at today is like exactly where I saw us, but even better than that,
Yeah.
And what about you? Like, when you first got that message, like, how did you, like, what was your thought process?
I mean, I always wanted to do that because, like, I was a football player, so anything combining Pokemon and sports, like, right? I'm definitely in there, and I honestly got back into competitive Gen 6 too. A lot of us did. Gen 6 pulled a lot of people into Pokemon.
Oh, wait.
It made it easier, it made breeding easier. They had Friend Safari. The UI system for like online battles was just crisp, like one of the best for X and Y. So, we got back in there, and then you mentioned the sports league. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely. And I was just not starting to get battles, and I was running online, and I was taking massive L's. I was taking so many L's, dude, and it helped me get better. And I learned so much. I learned so many texts and so many things like that, and I just committed all the memories. So early season when I had all that knowledge, it just helps me to like try to shot to the top.
Yeah.
But like I was telling like a lot of the new players, like, man, I took so many L's. Like, you don't have any idea how many L's I take. But you got to take the L's. You learn from the losses. But to get back on track, man, this is. I always wanted, like, because when I was growing up, like it was just me. Like I played Pokemon. I had Red and Blue, but I really didn't have friends like to really play. So I mean, I would meet some friends like when we go to a certain neighborhood, we'll play for a little while, and they would lose interest, and and then it'll just be me. So I always wanted to have like friends that that I knew on a regular basis that I could play Pokemon with, and this is really way beyond what I thought could be possible. As far as having friends that we can talk about it every day and we can make jokes, and we can play, we can trade. Like it's just,
that's what's I mean, I feel you, like having the friends that fall off things, because like Fortnite, just like to kind of put it in perspective a little bit, we've been doing this since 2015, right?
Yeah.
We've been like basically chatting every day since then.
Yeah.
And we formed some really close relationships like in the group, which is really cool. But like Fortnite, for instance, I was big into Fortnite 2019, 20, 21 maybe. So a few years, like, and I still play it. Like I'll still hop on and play every once in a while. And I have some people that I played with that we squad up and we'd have some fun. But like I don't play it as nearly as much as I did, back in the day. And like I still see some of those same friends kind of hop on. I'll hop on Twitch or something like that. So I'll hop in their stream and say what's up and this and that. And when I hop on every once in a while, we'll play a squad game or two, but then I'll hop back off. And it's just changing things, like changing, family dynamics. I've had, a kid since then. So now we've got 3 and we're just busy. We're in school now. So like those relationships were, blossoming at one point, but they kind of fell off. Like, and that's actually, I hate to say it, like probably my fault. but like to this group, like to the strength of this group, like to speak to the strength of this group, we've really been doing this for a really long time. And even right now, we're having a conversation about Pokemon, but it's not even just about Pokemon. It's 2 friends sitting down, having a conversation about it's really cool. It's exciting to know that kind of all these relationships blossomed out of, Pokemon.
Exactly. That leads me to my next question. I know we played around with the idea, but we just never got to it. The idea of taking a group public. So guys, if you don't know, PLC is a private group on Facebook. And I wanted to stay private because I mean, I'm sure if you're a Pokemon fan, I'm pretty sure you know that the environment can get pretty toxic pretty quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we kind of used the privacy to kind of keep a handle and kind of control who gets in, who gets out. We got questionnaires to get in, just so we don't let the randoms jump in and just say off the wall stuff and make posts and try to steal people's Pokemon. Because I've seen people be real like Team Rocket in other groups where like, can I touch trade this? And then they touch trade it and then they just disappear. Like
that's so brutal.
That's crazy. Like imagine you catch a shiny,
exactly. Oh my god.
And they just take off. Like what?
That is wild.
So we did our best to try to control the toxicity in the environment by just keeping a handle on the group. But now we grow by going public, but it's much better to me to keep a close-knit relationship or environment that is controlled. Everyone trust the people that's in the group, and you can kind of build friendships from there, get into the chats and talk and make posts about what you want. And it's just a nice environment. We try to make a good, clean environment because everywhere else can get toxic, and we try to keep a handle on that.
Right. Well, yeah, and that's actually a really good question too, because in all the different, conversations I've had about the PLC, we haven't talked about that ever. But like, I initially thought that, so again, initial thoughts, my mind has changed since, but I was thinking that, we start this group and we have this group and we, go into each season and let's just grow, and let's just, if we get 20 players, if we get 30 players, if we get 40 and 50 and 60, let's just do it. Because like, I think that scale it sounds crazy, right? It sounds insane. Like 60 players, what are you talking about? But I think about, again, you and I love sports, right?
Yeah.
I actually like watching college football and college basketball because there are so many teams, right? Like you have the top 25. Like I like the ranking idea too. So like in college basketball, you'll have the number 2 team playing, like, I mean, technically they're not ranked, but if you looked at their actual number, they'd probably be like in the hundreds, like the 100th ranked team, right? And you have those matchups, and it's so cool to me. But you can't naturally have, you know, a number 2 versus a number 100 if you don't have 100 players. If you have 16 players, that's what you get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking initially, like, let's just keep growing. And if it means going public, let's take it to Twitter. Let's go to Twitter and expand out. Let's go to Discord and expand out. And
I'm not opposed to that. You know, the only thing is the logistics, because, you know, on the back end, you know, we taking care of the spreadsheets, the numbers,
right.
The reviews and the shows about, you know, the review matches and stuff like that. How do we realistically handle a volume like that? Now, it's probably possible. Now, we actually talked about it and actually planned it. I think is very possible for us to do.
Well, I think that the biggest thing, like you mentioned it though, is that because we keep it close, we've built relationships, right? We built strong friendships with this core group of 20, 30 people, right? And within that group, you know, sometimes friends are a little wild with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes stuff gets said and it's funny, but it wouldn't necessarily fly like in a general Discord. Because it'd be like, whoa, this person just said that, like, cross the line a little bit, but it's between friends, it's just funny. You know what I mean? It's like inside jokes and things like that. So things like that wouldn't blossom in a large group. And like I am in a few different Discords. Like there's a Carolina VGC Discord. There's this other Discord. It's called Little Root Lessons. It's a large group of like-minded individuals playing VGC. They host tournaments and things like that. And they do draft leagues and stuff like that. To their credit, they do a pretty good job with all that. But it's a different environment. Like those are kind of acquaintances. And what we have here in the PLC is we have really close friends. Like Jay-Wade is a close friend. You know what I mean? Simon is a close friend, and they're not even halfway across the world. They're like literally across the world.
Literally across the world.
It's like we built really strong friendships here, which is really exciting. So that's why, like, initially I was thinking like, oh, let's take it to Twitter, let's go public, and let's do this, and let's get big, and let's grow. But since then, I actually do like what we have, and it is really cool to have like this, again, really close knit people that we got together at Ian's, and like that was the draft party, you know what I mean? And like that's the plan for 2 weeks from now too, and I think everyone's gonna make it to that too. So it's cool to have those things be possible within our group. So I actually do like the fact that we are a private group now. I mean, now we've been a private group, but I like the idea that we are a private group, and we're all like really good friends because of it, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, nice. So to follow up with that original idea, so what do you think are some of the challenges of building a consistent Pokemon community? And how do you think we did managing that?
Well, I think we did a pretty good job. Like we mentioned before, like, and sorry if you can hear the baby kind of grunting and stuff.
Oh,
I don't know how audible she is, but she's waking up now and just kind of chilling with me. But no, like we've grown season over season with different, you know, things that work. We implement things that worked, and we remove things that didn't work, right? And that has allowed us to kind of, like, it's allowed us to proceed in a positive manner. You know what I mean? And we've also, well, what do I want to say? Like, I guess I like where we're at now, because everyone kind of knows that we start the season in January, right? We start signups at the end of the year. We start the season in January. It goes through, you know, May or whatever the case may be. And that didn't happen overnight. That happened because of trial and error. You know, we try things and it works. We continue to do it. We try things, doesn't work. We don't do it anymore, right? And so like I think it's like consistency, because there's never been a period in time where we like said, oh, that was a fun season, we'll see you guys whenever, you know what I mean? No, it's always like, it's always okay. Now it's off season time, so we're like kind of having conversations around off season tournaments or something like that. Or everyone's burned out, and we kind of sense that, so we don't push the envelope. We don't push for an off season. We kind of let everyone chill, and we kind of plan for the next season. So
yeah,
I think it's just consistency, but also kind of getting getting a feel for your group. Are they burned out? Do they want something? Do they not want something? And then just constant communication too, like constant communication. Like we all chat literally every day, and I think that's really beneficial for our group because again, it kind of further builds those friendships, but also just keeps the group active.
Yeah. Also, those friendships, that really helps to get through the tough times.
Yeah.
Because it's been some stuff that happened in the group. And
there's been some tough times.
Yeah, some very tough times. A lot of the stuff, we keep a lid on it because it stays in the mod chat. They don't get out to the players, but some wild stuff happened. And
exactly, absolutely.
Being close friends really helps mold those difficult times over. So
yeah, for sure. Yep. But I mean, I think that's also something that's kind of difficult too. Like the difficulties of maintaining a Pokemon group is not even just a Pokemon group, but just maintaining a group in general. It can be difficult. Sometimes you got to put, whether it be ego to the side, or you got to,
compromise.
You got to act in, compromise. You have to put your own interests to the side and say, okay, I might want this, but the majority of the group wants this. I can either, I can push the envelope and we'll, take that route, or I can kind of, give in to the will of the group, of the majority, and kind of do that. And we've had to do that. I think we've all had to do that at some point.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a difficulty, and it's tough, but you just, again, to your point, friendships, being that we have like close relationships, close friendships, it kind of allows us to make it through even those tough times. So
yeah, well put. I was going to what I really wanted to get on to talk with you, because like me, you have a family.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're one of the few people in the PLC that actually have like families, and I just want to say, how is having a family? And actually, I remember you actually had children during the season a few times, twice, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk to us a little bit about having a family in Pokemon. How's that?
Yeah, well, so what's crazy is Noelle, first daughter, she was born August 2016, and I was on paternity leave as we kicked off the season. I can't remember. I think I was playing as we started. So we must have started, that year. So 2016 is when we kicked off, because it was the first week and I'm on paternity leave. And I think she was just born. She might've been born as we started week 1, something like that, something crazy. But that was, I don't even think that was necessarily tough. I guess I was learning how to be a dad. Like everything was just so new at that point. The PLC is new. I'm being a father for the first time. Like this is all new. I'm raising a kid now. I'm 26. It's just weird, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just different. But now I would say that now, having 2 kids so having 2 kids for the majority of the seasons we've been through, right? But now having 3 kids, and the first kid's in school, it's like, it's a little tougher.
Yeah.
It's a little tougher. It's not like, again, like as the kids are babies, they don't have any responsibilities. They don't have homework to do. They don't have, to be anywhere as a, 2-year-old, 3-year-old. But then like now that Noelle's in first grade, it's like, I have to be asleep by like 11, and 11:30, 11:45 is sometimes pushing it for me because I have to be right back up at 6 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, this will actually be my first season while she's in school, so that's going to be interesting. But
stay tuned.
You've been through that, like you've been doing that for a few years.
So my kids, Carson's, he's my oldest. He's 10. He's turning 11 in March. And Kendall, she's 8. She was turned 8 in December. Gotcha. So the last couple years playing with because now that my kids are older, they want to do activities. My daughter dances. She wants to play soccer. She's a Girl Scout. Then my son, he runs track. He plays football. He's in STEM after school. So
It's
the
a lot. Yeah, it's a
activities.
lot going on. Yeah, exactly.
Then I was a coach because I really got into like coaching because I wanted to be around my kid. He wanted to play football,
Gotcha.
and if I wanted to have that bond and spend time with him. My kids are very different from each other, so I try to meet them where they are. So, like my daughter, she's soccer, she's dance, she's into art and stuff like that. So I try to be into those things so I can bond with her. And then my son, he's into sports and stuff like that and science. So I try to be in those areas so I can bond with him. So our relationships are very different, but they're a great relationship, but they're just different.
Yeah.
And playing like our seasons every week. So I always have things to do. And that's why I kind of adopted that play style. Like I talked about it in the chat sometimes where I just kind of just wing everything because I literally have no time to plan. I have no time to brainstorm, to pick, like to prep for my opponent. So I just look at your team and say, one of you. I just build a team around it and then I go. And if I win, I win. If I don't, it was still fun. And I'm just here like I come to really appreciate what this environment is that we built and this product that we built. And I'm just really just here to enjoy it and have fun for what we wanted to build, and that was here. Yeah. And I just really want to enjoy it. So I'm not as competitive as I maybe can be, but I'm not having any less fun than I did before. Like I'm having a blast every year and it's great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's something that again, there's only 3-4 people that have, like kids and have that responsibility. Like you don't realize how much. It's funny because when I was I don't know, now that I'm getting older, not older, but older than I was, you realize that in high school, bro, if I had the same amount of time now that I had in high school, I would be I'd be unstoppable. You know what I mean? Bro, I used to get home from school and you'd have 8 hours of just
do
time.
Nothing.
Yeah, just time. And that's, it gets eaten up with homework. It gets eaten up with, after school activities. It gets eaten up with video games, but it's so much time.
Yeah.
And then even as a young adult, when you have a relationship, Cassandra and I, we've been together since school, since 2009. So we've always been in a relationship. But as young adults, getting off work, bro, we had nothing but time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're in college and that eats up time. But as soon as you graduate, it's like the weight of the world gets lifted off your shoulders. And it's now you feel like you have unlimited amount of time too. But then you have kids and it's okay, now they're looking at you when you get off work and they're like, bro, I'm hungry. What you got to do? They're give me some food real quick. All right, cool. Got that. And then you have 2 kids and then 2 kids are looking at you hey, bro, I'm hungry. I'm hungry and I want to ride on your back and I want to show you this doll and I want to talk to you. And then 3 kids is and again, now that Noel's in school, it's okay, up at 6 a.m. That's new, this year. And then work, right? And then getting off, then it's dinner time, then it's homework time. And then again, with the 3rd baby now, she's 3 months. So she's, looking at us bro, you thought you could put me down? I don't think so. I'm a whale until I get picked up, get back over here. So it's yeah, it's just a lot of your time gets eaten up. And I'm not complaining at all. Don't please, whoever's listening, don't take this as me complaining. It's a blessing and it's unbelievable. Your life just changes. You know what I mean? And the fact that we still get together and have these conversations about Pokemon, have the chance to play Pokemon. I like to breed my Pokemon just because I feel a little sense of connection with them, as weird as that is. But I do like to, again, I enjoy playing Pokemon. It's been something I've done since I was little. And now we've got a really close knit of guys who love to play it, guys and girls who love to play it. And it's really cool. It's such a fun environment to be in. It's such a fun game to play. And it's not a game, I mentioned Fortnite a little earlier. And part of the reason I don't play Fortnite as much anymore is when you hop in Fortnite, especially if you're in a squad or a duo, your team's looking at you bro, you can't just walk off for a minute. What are you doing? No, bro, we're in a fight. We need you right now, right? But in Pokemon, it's if I'm breeding, I'll put the switch down for 20 minutes. it's chilling. You know,
Yeah.
Pokemon's not gonna run off. It's not gonna do it. It's not gonna go get in a squad kill without me. It's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? It's just gonna chill till I pick the Switch back up and play again, or pick the controller back up and play again. So that's why Pokemon, like, it's a very casual game.
Yeah.
But we take it, you know, and make it more than casual. But that casual aspect of it allows me to even though like I'm stretched in all these different directions, you know, with responsibilities and things like that, I still can play it, you know, to the, I mean, really the highest level it can be played, right?
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's a very unique game for that reason. So it's cool.
Yeah, man, we love to see it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to have that chat with you and just talk about, you know, Pokemon and family
This was fun, yeah.
You know,
those were good questions. Yeah, that was really cool.
But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, guys. This conclusion. Also, Jay the Homie creates content on YouTube, so please check out his channel. I will have his channel down in the description, so you can please check that out. Drop a like on his channel. And we got some more content coming. We're brainstorming some ideas to come up with some creative content. We can bring you stuff.
Let me run this by you. Let me run this by you real quick. Let me see what you think.
All right, go ahead.
You know how in Scarlet and Violet you can like hop into other people's worlds, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking about, what about like if you hop in the world and then like you race somewhere?
Oh, dude.
Like have like legit races, right? It's like not even like Pokemon content, but it is Pokemon because you're in the world.
Yeah,
right?
Hey, that's yeah.
Like, bro, you just hop on. It's like, first person to get to the other side of Mesa goes and wins. Go. I was like, that sounds like so much fun.
Hey, that's fun, dude. And you start at like
you start on one side of the map. Exactly.
Yeah, that's fun. Hey, I'm with it. I'm definitely with it. But yeah, we're definitely gonna come up with some things and try to run by to try to make this thing more interesting. But y'all stay on the lookout for that. But anyway, for those who still watching, we really appreciate you tuning in. And again, hit that like and subscribe because we're definitely going to have some more content for you coming.
Absolutely.